In this video, I'm going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to fix a camera that won't focus on the iPhone 15 Plus. We're going to start off taking this to the hot plate and we're going to put it face down for about 5 minutes, let it warm up, and then we'll take the back cover off and swap out the camera. Once it's had 5 minutes on the hot plate, we're going to remove the 2 pentalobe screws from the bottom of the phone. And put it back on the hot plate. We can then attach a suction cup onto the bottom third of the phone, as well as a bead of isopropyl alcohol along this bottom edge. And you should, at this point, be able to lift it up because it's nice and hot. The alcohol's done its thing. We should be able to insert a plastic pick just like that. And then we're just going to insert it a couple of millimeters, working our way around the edges. So I'm going to go this side first. If you get some resistance, just add a bit of isopropyl alcohol, and that should really soften the adhesive, making it a bit easier to remove. And all we're doing, we're going up as far as the camera. We'll get to there, and we'll stop that antenna plastic bit there. That's sort of the stopping point. That's high enough. And then we'll go back along this other side. Do the same again. Add some isopropyl alcohol. Same place again. And then what you'll be left with is the bottom part of it comes up like that. We can now wiggle it a little bit. And then I like to get the pick in. We're going to sort of push that way. You can't see, can you? Push that way, and because there's a couple of clips, what just need pushing out of place. You can hear the clicking. That's detached there. I just want to detach it here. They can be awkward. And yeah, once that's gone, I should be able to detach the rest of it. And then it opens up just like opening a book from the back cover. Let's take it over to the workbench and we'll swap out this camera. So now that we've got it on the workbench, I'm just going to open it back up again. And the first thing that we want to do is isolate power from the device. That is done by removing these 2 tri-wing screws. And I'm going to store all these screws that I remove on a magnetic mat so that I don't lose them. I've just lost one, by the way. I'll find that in a bit. And then I'm going to use the tweezers. You have to sort of send this that direction to lift it out because it's hooked around. So lift it up and out like that. And then we can use the plastic spudger to disconnect the battery cable, which is just there. So now that power's isolated, I'm going to remove the back cover, which is also very easy. There's just 1 tri-wing screw this time. We'll get that one lifted. And then same again, except it goes this way this time. And it's sort of sliding it that direction to pop it out and then move it out of the way. It's just this single connector here that needs disconnecting, and that means that we can now lift out and remove this back cover, and we'll store that safely for reinstallation later. If you want, you can put some tape on those cameras so that dust doesn't get in there. Now it's time to remove this camera. We've got 2 connectors here and here for each of the cameras, so we're just going to use the spudger, disconnect each one of those. Sometimes they're a bit awkward to get under. And then that should free the 2 cables holding the camera down. And then we'll turn it around so you can see what we've got. Because we've got 1, 2, 3 crosshead screws that we need to remove next. So we use the crosshead driver. These are big chunky screws holding that camera in. When I say big and chunky, they're not very big or chunky, are they? Compared to most screws, but compared to other iPhone screws, they're big boys. Anyway, get those 3 out. And that should now allow us to very easily remove this camera. There's some people who buy these. We just tend to dispose them with the e-waste. But yeah, there is people out there who might buy your used cameras off you. I don't have any direct contacts though. So that'll probably just go in the e-waste bin. Now, before we put the new camera on, I'm going to remove all the old adhesive. It's quite easy to, get carried away, putting it in, and then you realise that you've got it all dirty. So let's minimise that risk, and we'll get this old adhesive off. It's horrible stuff to get off. I'm going to use the number 4A X-Acto blade attached to one of these little handles, and I'm just going to scrape it all off. To be honest, I'll probably just fast forward this bit because you don't want to see me clean up an iPhone. I don't want you to watch me do this. Come back in a minute and it'll all be miraculously cleaned. So once the frame is clean, it's going to look something like that. It is very important to make sure that it's very clean because the new adhesive is going to stick to it, and you need to make it as clean as possible for that. So without further ado, let's get this new camera in. When I say new, I mean genuine pulled used camera. The reason that we use these is because it's the only way that we can get the genuine parts at a reasonable price. I believe they come from things like insurance phones. We have a very good legitimate source for these parts, and they're pairable and good. When it arrives, it's got that little plastic cover on. I'm going to leave it on until the last minute, that plastic cover. As long as underneath looks okay, which in this case it does seem to look very nice and fine, we just put it back on, and we can drop it in where we took it out of. Obviously we need to make sure that everything lines up, but the trickiest bit is just getting those cables threaded around the battery there. But I mean, that's not particularly difficult. Once you've got them lined in, then you can connect the connectors by just adjusting them and applying light pressure until it clips in. And then we've got those 3 crosshead screws that held it down. The big chunky ones what weren't that chunky. It's a good way to remember them. So we've got one in that corner. For these ones, I'm not going to screw them down tight. Just put them in loose at first. And then I think once you've got 2 in, the rest should follow. But just make sure that this one, now that I've got all 3 in, I'll tighten that up and then just go back over these and make sure they're nice and tight. What you don't want is to install this and it comes loose over time or whatever. It's not ideal because it'll break again and it'll be your fault. That's the battery installed. Sorry, with that's the camera installed. It's a very simple job. All that we've got to do now is get one of these adhesive seals. This is the top left corner where the camera cutout is. You should be able to squeeze that around the camera. But for these seals, it's best to line this up in the bottom corner. So bottom left-hand side for me. If you're left-handed, you probably choose the right side. And once you've got that corner lined in, you should be able to follow it along this edge. Make sure it's nice and tight to this edge, because if you get it right, the rest of it is going to follow real nice and just fit perfectly. Normally, I go in with the top left corner, but on these you can see that it's slightly offset deliberately. So that's why I don't line it up there. You could probably do that top right, but I just find it easiest to go for the bottom. I'm going to use the flat edge of the plastic spudger now, and I'm just going to push it all the way around. Make sure that it's sat inside the frame of the phone. And then we can peel off the pink layer. We're going to offer up, just make sure, look, that it's easy to leave adhesive behind on this back cover. So make sure that it's removed off there. You can use something like the spudger. That's going to help you along. It's easiest if you warm it up. I'm trying to avoid taking it back because I don't want to set the camera up in the back. So use something like the spudger to get all the old adhesive, the thick parts of the adhesive off. You can use a clean room wipe with some acetone on it to get those final leftover bits off of that. Now that's clean enough. So now that that's all cleaned up, we're going to offer up this cable for the back cover. Well, I say the back cover for the wireless charging and rear mic. It's not for the back cover technically, is it? And then just behind that, if you've not got the suction cup on there anymore, I just use a little bit of tape, cup, something like that, just to hold it in place. And then I'm going to place that shield back on. You have to put that slightly offset as well, and then you want to push it down and slide it up. And it's got a little groove where it slips into. Sorry, you probably didn't see, but it's got that little groove where it slips into there and there. So it's a bit awkward to get in properly, that one. It's held down by that one tri-wing screw. Get that nice and tight. And then we're going to go for reconnection of the power. Get some power in it. And then this has got the hook just on the top there. You need to hook around that part. It's awkward. Hook it in. And I think the rest. And if you remember back to the beginning of the video, I lost one of them screws. Now it's all come on top. It's time to find it. Look at that, it's a miracle. I found it. So tighten them two down. Before we seal it back up, we've just got one last layer of blue film attached to the adhesive seal. Peel that off. It should come away without taking any of the adhesive away. If you're having difficulties, then just push down on it. You might have to fold it down like that so that you can get all the way around. And then we're going to get the dust blower, a little blower of any dust what built up inside there. And then we're going to lift up the plastic cover, make sure that there's no dust around anywhere, and we can chuck that out of the way, close the phone up. And when we line this up, I always start at the top, make sure that it's sat flush and flat in the top, and then you can follow it down. Give it a squeeze. If there's resistance, stop, just take a minute and have a look what might be blocking it. But in this case, there's nothing blocking it, and it's all secured down quite nicely with no adhesive stuck out. One thing to look out for on these where we replace the back cover, the adhesive's black and this is obviously a light coloured frame. It's very easy to leave a small bit of adhesive sticking out. If it does, just cut it off. Don't be tempted to re-adhesive it unless it's a big bit of adhesive sticking out, but sometimes you just get a little bit of overspill. Get your two bottom screws now and use your pentalobe driver to re-secure them, and then we can plug it into power and get it tested and recalibrated now. So once the phone comes back on, you'll be able to go to settings, parts and service history, and you can see that a new rear camera was detected. Restart to configure your new rear camera for this phone. So we're just going to tap that and it should take us to a diagnostic menu. It takes a couple of minutes for it to go into that, so just bear with it. It'll hang on the Apple logo for a long time and you'll be thinking, oh my god, it's not worked, it's broken. Just trust me, bear with it. It's going to go into that mode. Make sure that it's on the newest version of iOS. So when you get it onto repair assistant, I really stumbled my words there, didn't I? The phone will boot into repair assistant mode, and just make sure that your software is on the latest version. Choose continue. It'll then ask you to connect to Wi-Fi. Make sure that you are on a stable Wi-Fi connection, not a personal hotspot, and then choose continue. After that, you're going to have to agree to the terms and conditions, and then it's going to have a little think about what part has been replaced, and it'll give us some options. You can see this is a genuine Apple part, and we can choose continue. On the Pro models, if you're swapping the camera on the 15 Pro, 16 Pro, whatever, there's a LiDAR sensor that needs to calibrate, but on these ones, there's no calibration process, apart from in this Apple software. It's just making sure that it's not a snide part. Once it's finished, you're going to click done, and then the phone will restart, and we can just make sure that everything's working right. Once the phone restarts, obviously you can just choose camera mode and make sure that all the cameras are working. It wasn't focusing before, but we can see that it is now focusing. I'm not messing about moving my camera around, but I know that it's all working and I'm happy with the job. You can also go into settings, general, about, parts and service, and you can see that a used camera has been installed. You can buy new genuine parts, but they're really expensive. These used ones are much cheaper and much better for just maintaining your device, really. It logs the date on it. That's how to replace the rear camera on the iPhone 15 Plus. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.